I recorded a short video clip to test the camera. The clip recorded in the infrared spectrum showed our kitchen in a strange way. Some items that were dark in regular light showed up light in infrared, and other things looked completely different. Water, for example. There were 3 containers of water on the countertop, and they recorded black. As I panned the camera, it passed the aquarium, and it too recorded black. I thought this would be something I would like to explore more and recorded another test video. While reviewing that video, I noticed something that gave me pause. I noted that the sky was the same shade of black that was recorded of the water in my house the night before. This piqued my interest, and I wanted to confirm what I was thinking with another experiment. So I did the experiment in one of the bathrooms upstairs. I recorded water as it filled a sink. Then I reviewed the video. I noticed the water in the video was a lighter shade than the water recorded downstairs. I wanted to find out what was causing the difference, so I went back to the bathroom and tried to find the cause. I sat on the edge of the bathtub and started checking off things in my head when it came to me. The lighting in the bathroom was different from the lighting downstairs. The bathroom had incandescent bulbs, and the kitchen had a combination of fluorescent and halogen bulbs.
I thought this was the reason why the water had 2 different shades in the video clip.
I started wondering why the light produced different shades, so I researched the light bulbs. I found that different types of bulbs use different gases. The fluorescent lights work by ionizing the gas in the tube with enough voltage to make it conductive. The ionized gas reacts with mercury to produce ultraviolet light, which then reacts with the phosphorus coating on the inside of the glass tube. This will produce a full spectrum light. The gases used in the bulbs are called non-reactive noble gases. These gases include helium, neon, argon, nitrogen, and many others. While reading this information, I remembered research done by Dan Dimension. He noticed how the sky glowed around the sun in some of my night balloon launch videos, and theorized that it could be the noble gases in the atmosphere reacting with the sun's electromagnetic field, causing this effect. I started to form a hypothesis of what I was seeing in these videos. I knew that the water I recorded in my home was indeed water. I speculated that the blackness I recorded in the sky was also caused by water. I suspected that the noble gases ionized in the fluorescent lights produce a light with a wavelength that is the same wavelength as the light produced by the sun's electromagnetic field reacting with the noble gases in the atmosphere. This wavelength of light reacted with water to produce the black shade we see when recording it in the infrared spectrum. I thought about the properties of water and wondered if it could exist in the conditions above the sky. One property of water is it is in its liquid state at normal atmospheric pressure between 32 and 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees to 100 degrees Celsius. I looked through the data I have been collecting from my balloon launches and found something interesting. The temperature data produced a pattern. The temperature would start out high, whatever the ambient temperature was at the time of the launch. Then the temperature would drop as the balloon gained altitude. The temperature usually bottomed out between -70 and -80 degrees Fahrenheit. The altitude that it bottomed out at was between 43 and 53,000 feet. Then the temperature would start to warm up the higher the balloon traveled, above 53,000 feet. This would continue until the balloon reached its burst altitude, and then the temperature would drop back down as the balloon capsule descended to about 53,000 feet. After 53,000 feet, it would then begin to warm up to ambient temperature the closer the balloon got to the ground. The second launch we conducted that weekend was an attempt at breaking the latex balloon altitude record. That balloon achieved an altitude higher than any other balloon I have launched since I started doing these experiments, and it topped out at 125,579 feet. This was not high enough to break the record, but it was my personal best. On that launch, the temperature pattern from the flight was the same as I described earlier and topped off at 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit at 125,008 feet. 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit is warm enough for the water to exist in its liquid state at sea level. However, the atmospheric pressure at this altitude is too low for it to exist in its liquid state. I thought about the containers of water in my kitchen and how the waters were contained in the bottles, and I thought if the waters above are contained in a similar manner, maybe the container would maintain the pressure the water needed to maintain its liquid state. The temperature is warm enough, and if there is a dome separating our atmosphere from the water, maybe it would maintain the pressure on the other side and keep the water in a liquid state. I don't have enough information to prove there is water above the sky. I'm just speculating. Maybe one day we will have more information and find the answers to the questions we all have. Y'all take care. Bye.